another video. In this video I'm going to talk about how to encrypt and store data with Salesforce using Titan DocuSign. Alright, let's get started. What I've got here is a document, and it's a very simple document with two sets of signatures, signature A and signature B. And signature A will be signed by primary contact here, Joe Bloggs, and signature B will be signed by the opportunity owner, which is myself, Amit. When you've got your document configured, and if you don't know how to do that, I recommend you watch other videos where we will show you just how to do that. But once you have your document configured, and there are a few things I want to talk about. So if I go to document access and go to optimization, I've got this four options here called encrypt files, encrypt data, store attachments, store in files. So this request has come on the back of that, hey, as an organization, I want to be able to store all my data in Salesforce. I don't want that data to be stored in Titan at any level. So once you've configured your document, we have this option under optimization called Salesforce data. You need to check it. You need to click configure, and first up I'm going to show you what store means, and then we'll show you what encrypt means. So what you can do is when the contracts are signed, what we'll do is we'll attach those contracts directly into the objects within Salesforce, and those objects are called Titan sign document and Titan tracking. So these are the ones, Titan sign trackings and Titan sign documents. If you don't have these objects, chances are you haven't installed our latest package from the App Exchange. So I recommend you do that straight away if you don't have these two objects available, because that's where we'll be storing all the data from your customers into your Salesforce. So what I've done is I've checked store in attachments, store in files. I've checked both just because I want to be able to show you both, and they're going to be attached in the signed documents object here. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll show you how this works. If we go to the opportunity now, click on the opportunity, click on Titan generate. We'll go ahead and sign. And now the process is going to get requested. Once you've submitted that, the process begins. Emails are going to go out to user A first, which is me. Here it is. And I'm going to go ahead and open this in incognito. As you can see, this is my document, and I'm just going to go ahead and sign it. The same process works. For example, if you have them upload files, those files will go directly to the Titan sign tracking object as well, document. So if I go ahead and finish sign, this is now signed, and now I'm going to show you where that document that's signed by the first signee is going to be stored. So I want to bring you back to tracking, because tracking, what it does, it tracks all the steps. So from when it was sent, when it was viewed, and when it was completed. So this step here, we have confirmed that the step 1 has been signed by Joe Bloggs. And if you go to sign documents, this is where the data is stored. So right now the document status is in progress, but if I look at the related, you can see that the first signature has been captured in the document, and we have attached that document directly into your Titan sign document. Alright, and here it is in your notes and attachments. That's the reason I checked both, because I wanted to be able to show you both files and notes and attachments. So that's the first step. Now let's move on to the second step, where myself, Amit, will get this. So I'll go to the second one, open the record in which the document is in. Here is my document. Scroll back down, go ahead and sign it, and then finish the sign. Now that's the second part that's been signed. And what you'll find is, if you go back to Salesforce and just give this a bit of a refresh, you go back into the signed documents, you can see the status is completed, and if you go to related, first up, we obviously showed you where the partial signature is done, and now we will show you the complete signature over here. Okay, you can also choose to attach the tracking log into this object as well if you wish, but I've done that in the opportunity. So if we go into the opportunity over here, you can see that there's your contract and there is your tracking. That's just been attached. So that's what storing data in Salesforce means, that when you send out that document to multiple signee, this object here, tracking, will track all the steps, and this object, documents, will track all the documents that are being signed or any other attachments that your end user ends up uploading in our DocuSign product. And you can find that data in these two objects. So that's what store does in attachment of files. What about encrypt files and encrypt data? Now, before I do that, I'm just going to delete this here so I can show you from scratch the entire process of encryption. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to encrypt files, encrypt data. What this means, the metadata and the files that we end up uploading to Salesforce are now encrypted. So if you want to opt for that route, these are the two options you need to check. Now if I click apply and save, and we'll begin the process. Go into opportunity, Titan generate, go ahead and sign. Now again, we'll begin the sign process and the data will start to flow to the relevant emails. Alright, here's my first document that's come in, and we'll put this into incognito as usual. So same process, I'll go ahead and sign my document and I'll finish sign. At this point I may even choose to upload some files, and that's okay. Again, once this is signed, we will go back to Titan sign trackings where all the tracking will begin for this process, and then in the documents we will see what's been uploaded. Again, it's in progress. We'll look at the related. You can see this is not encrypted. You can't really open this, but even if you try to download and open it, it won't because it's encrypted. And then let's talk about metadata as well. So if you go into Titan sign tracking, and then you can see this is signed by Joe Blogs, and I think it's this one over here. Nope, let me just double check. Okay, there's your metadata. So when the original or the first signee signs it, you see the metadata is completely encrypted as well. So that's what encryption does, that it A, encrypts the metadata, and B, the documents that are published or submitted by your end user. So that was user A, and now I'm going to do the same for user B as well. Let's go ahead and open this document. So here's my second set of document. I'll go ahead and finish this. Now this document is also signed. And again, we'll go back into Salesforce and take a look. First, we'll go under signed documents. You can see that the status is now completed. If you look in the related, both documents in notes and attachments and files are encrypted. Nobody can touch them. Nobody can open them. And then if you go into the completed version of the tracking, you'll see the metadata again is encrypted by the second signee, that who signed it. And this is how it's done. That's 4 options that are at your helm when you go ahead and configure the data. You can encrypt files, encrypt data, store in attachments or file. This is completely up to you. And you can store any data, other data, into different objects as well. And this is how it's done, how to encrypt data and store data directly in Salesforce, which means you're not storing with Titan anymore.